But how could I get Aldo to read this ad? He'd probably just throw it away. Still, if I cut it out and left it in a place where he couldn't miss it, well, maybe. Hamsters can't do scissors, but we have nifty teeth. It took me a while to nibble the whole ad out neatly, but I did a pretty good job. Then I stood the clipping up against my cage. Aldo couldn't help but see it if he looked at me, which he always did. That evening, I was more anxious than usual for Aldo to arrive. When he turned on the lights, I squeaked, "Hello," right away. "Greetings to you, my friend," said Aldo as he pushed his cart into the room. "You sound like you have something on your mind." "You bet," I tried to tell him. He ambled toward my cage and leaned down to look in. "What's happening, Humphrey?" he asked. I saw his eyes light on the scrap of newspaper. "Hey, I can hardly see you." He reached out and pushed the clipping aside. "Read it," I squeaked right out. Of course, he didn't understand. He didn't even look at what the ad said. He just set it down next to the cage and leaned in closer. I was squeaking a blue streak. "Look at it now." "Calm down, Humphrey. I've got a treat for you," said Aldo. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a tiny bit of carrot. "Your pal Aldo would never forget you." My heart sank. You try to help a human and they don't even pay attention. But as you know, I don't give up easily. I squeaked happily while he balanced his broom on one finger, as usual. But my mind was on the Moonlighters Club and how to get Aldo there. After he left, I scrambled out of my cage, picked up the newspaper clipping, and tucked it inside my notebook. Then I hid the notebook behind my mirror. If I didn't, somebody mean, like Mrs. Brisbane, might throw it away. I was still wondering what to do with it the next day when Mrs. Brisbane rolled in a cart with a big machine on it. "This is an overhead projector," she told the class. "I'm going to use it for some map work." When Mrs. Brisbane turned the machine on, a bright light was projected onto the wall. Then she placed a paper map on the glass, and suddenly that map showed up really big on the wall. She could write on it, draw on it, and you could see everything she wrote. A machine like this could come in very handy, I thought. So when Mrs. Brisbane turned the machine off and sent my classmates off to lunch, I thought about the machine. When AJ cleaned my cage and changed my water and bedding, I thought about that machine. I thought about it so hard. I suddenly came up with a really, really, really good plan. It would be difficult to carry out and dangerous as well. Tip 5. If a hamster manages to escape his cage, you can sometimes lure him back in with a trail of sunflower seeds. Guide to the Care of Feeding Hamsters by Dr. Harvey H. Hammer.